Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Living World Today with myself, Adele, and the lovely Laura here as well.
Hi, everyone.
We are so incredibly excited to have you all here with us this morning. Myself and Laura caught up literally a few days ago, and we have some exciting stuff for you all for today, but also in the future sessions as well, which we will feed as we go on. How are you today, Laura?
Oh, I'm good today. I'm excited to be here with everybody. I was really looking forward to this morning. So been doing a bit of research about our topic to be able to help everyone. How are you doing today, Adele?
Yes, I am very well, thank you. Very well. Looking forward to the weekend and relaxing.
Yes.
So this would be a great opportunity. We would love to hear from the viewers. Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. Lovely to see you. Or to hear from you, sorry. Seren. Lovely to see you. Hi, everyone. Hello, Seren. And so, yeah, anybody else, if you're watching us, just say your hellos in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. So we've got Hazel. Hello, Hazel.
Hi, Hazel. That's my little sister there, Hannah W. Morning, ladies. Morning, Hannah. Lovely to see you.
Morning, Hannah. Oh, that's so lovely that she's dialed in to listen to you. So fabulous. And then thank you for your comment there. You're saying a special hello to myself and Laura. And actually, what I didn't say when we came on today, we've got the lovely Richard as well, who is the producer of the show. So he is in the background, which you won't see yourselves, but it's just to let you know he's there as well.
Hi, Vicky. Hi, welcome to our show this morning.
Hello, Vicky. And hi, Denise. Hello, Denise. Lovely to see you here. So to anybody that we haven't said hello to, I just wanted to say a special hello to you, to yourselves. And yeah, it's lovely to have you on board. We're really happy and excited for what's coming up and to have you with us. So thank you so much for dialing in. I know that sometimes it's not always possible to write comments. We just wanted to say a special hello. So I didn't. Sorry, Richard was just saying something. Okay, so we're really excited about what we've got coming up. So I think the first thing, Laura, we were going to talk about the journaling, weren't we? We were going to start off with the journaling, because I know the last session we spoke about touched on journaling, and a lot of people were really interested and were I think Laura suggested about us doing an accountability for the journaling. So we'd love to hear from yourselves. Let's know how you're getting on with the journaling, or maybe it might be that you still haven't started, and that's fine too. Laura, did you have anything that you wanted to add to that?
Yeah. Okay. Just to let you know as well, I'm going to be offering readings for anyone that interacts with the show today. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get around everybody, but I will do my best. And just remember as well, when you hear a reading, sometimes it might be for someone else, but it could resonate with you also. So just bear that in mind. There may be a message within someone else's message that you will be able to take away today. So with the journaling, if anyone has been doing the journaling, let us know how you've been getting on in the comments. Let us know what type of journaling you've been doing, if you've been doing the brain dump, or you've been using prompts, if you've been using SPTV's app, if you've downloaded that as well, because there's lots of things that will be able to help you. Even the card pulls on there as well. Sometimes we can just use it just to reflect on what we're going through as well. So let us know in the comments. I haven't been doing my journaling as much as I want to, but I have been showing myself that loving kindness as well. How's your journaling going, Adele?
Yeah, it's fine. I've done a few. I was doing it yesterday. I don't journal every single day, but every day it's different, which is nice. So the other day I felt like I had so much going on in my mind that I had to do a brain dump. What you've just said there,
Yeah.
like you say about brain, so I just did a brain dump, and then and then yesterday I actually had a look. I realised that I was feeling a particular feeling like I wasn't achieving much, or I hadn't achieved much because of where I was focusing on the end goal. And so I decided to journal on what I've actually achieved over the past 6 months, and it kind of made me feel, it changed that energy. So yeah, I love journaling from that perspective.
It puts it into another perspective, doesn't it, when you see how far you've come? Because we are always just pushing forward the next goal, what can we do next, and we just don't take that time to celebrate and have a look at what we're doing. We've got a comment here from Serendipity. I have a journal. I've left it for my nieces to read when I pass over, so I have to be careful what I say. At the moment, it's about Buddhism, well-being, and spiritualism. That's amazing. That's a beautiful legacy to be able to leave as well, Serendipity. And you said, I don't journal every day, just when I've got something profound to say. Well, I'm sure your nieces and nephews are really going to enjoy that, Serendipity, reading that. And it does leave that legacy, doesn't it?
Did you want to read Hannah's as well, Laura? Because this is your
My little
sister,
isn't it? So Hannah W has said here, I did start my journal a few days ago. I felt emotionally drained after. I think I just wrote down a few things I've been feeling at the moment. The next day I felt much better in myself. Brilliant. It can be emotionally draining as well, especially to see all your thoughts on paper, and just when you're in that motion as well, in that emotion of writing everything down and everything that's coming up for you, but it's the need to be released, and that's a beautiful thing, and it can make you feel better after a good night's sleep as well. So that's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Hannah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Hannah.
Oh, got Lorna as well. Hi, Laura J. Whitfield. We have left something for all our young ones. Yes, I definitely agree with that. We all leave a legacy behind, which is beautiful.
Wonderful. Okay, so Stace, we've got Stace here. And then, so Stacey's type of journaling is writing what she feels and think with my poetry. So you do it in like a creative way. So that's a kind of like creative writing. I like that. That's a beautiful way. And if that works for you, that's wonderful. And then we've got the lovely Lisa here. Hello, Lisa. So Lisa says that she kind of use Facebook as a journal. I love when they do my memories to look back on. Oh, so that's a wonderful way. So you're kind of almost like, I suppose, creating almost like a diary or through Facebook, and then it creates the memories so you can look back on it. I'd never really thought of it like that, but yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at it. Laura, did you want to read this one?
Yeah, and we have Jason Goldworthy. Hi, Jason. Welcome today. I keep a journal to celebrate the little successes each day. Love to celebrate even the smallest things, and that is so important to celebrate the smallest things as well, especially when we're going through a hard time. It just helps us just raise our vibration, doesn't it? That's wonderful.
I love that. And actually what Jason said there, I sometimes, I don't do it every single day, but I might pick 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. So it's not, rather than saying things like when people say what they're grateful for, you're obviously looking at a bigger picture, but I just focus on that day. And it's quite often otherwise it could be something like somebody smiling, or someone giving a little gift, or it's just such a great way to recognize and also appreciate those little tiny things that happen in the day, which is so easy to miss.
100%, especially when we're so busy all the time as well. And Dawn, my mother-in-law. Hello, Dawn.
Oh, hi, Dawn.
She said, I concentrate on 3 good things in my journals. That's sort of echoing what you said there, Adele. Yeah.
That's why I was smiling a lot, because I was like talking, and then when I saw that, I was like, oh. But yeah, it's a great tool to have. And then we've got Claire here. Hello, Claire. Good morning. And then Claire's saying that she writes little notes, whether being positive or negative, and put them in a memory jar. I look back on them to see how much I've achieved over the years. I like that idea, because we're talking about journaling, and I'm talking more about the journaling or in a book, but I like the idea of writing the note, not writing it into a note, and then being able to pull it out of a memory jar. That's lovely.
That's really something different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard that. I've heard like sometimes you put affirmations in a jar and pick them out to uplift you a little bit more. But I love that idea.
Because actually, following on from that, I've got 2 jars. One is like things that I want to bring in for the year ahead, and things that I have achieved, or things that have brought in. So I've kind of got the 2 jars. So one of them is want to manifest, and the other one is manifested. So it's like, it's interesting to look
at the piles as well. That's amazing. I love that. And we've got Regan, morning. I find without realizing, when I send a person a text message, every text everyone says I write a storybook. I realize when I text, I'm actually most times journaling and getting my feelings out, and I can go back and read them. I resonate with that. I think my I don't know everyone else, but on WhatsApp, when you send a message to somebody and you end up with like a 5-minute, you're just talking about what you're doing, and it just feels so good, doesn't it, just to get it out sometimes. And I always say to people, just do ×2 on there. Just let it flow really quickly.
And then we've got Danielle here. Sorry, I was reading your comment. So Danielle has put, since losing my granddad, I always say life is too short. It's about making memories with your loved ones. And that is so true, isn't it? Definitely. I know that when I've lost the loved ones in the past, it's always made me realise like how short life is. And like you say, it's always about making memories, especially with the loved ones. So yeah, love that. Agree with that. Thank you, Danielle. Oh, happy wedding anniversary, Mike.
Oh, happy anniversary. Oh, what are you planning today?
44 years. That's amazing. My 44-year wedding anniversary. So first of all, I hear that there's a lot of comments about the journaling, which is wonderful. So if we haven't got back to your, if we haven't got around to your comments, we just want to say thank you so much. And we'll continue to do this every session, because I think it's such a powerful topic. But our topic for today, which we haven't touched on yet, which I'm really excited about. But Laura, did you want to share this? Because actually this came from yourself, didn't it? So you can kind of share your reasons for thinking of this.
Thank you, Adele. Well, I've had a few tough weeks. I've put a lot on myself, and I was thinking about how I could be kinder to myself. So I thought that I've been speaking to a few other people as well that really struggle with that idea of self-love, idea of cultivating that self-love and giving themselves the compassion. So I wondered if everyone can comment in the comment box what they love most about themselves. And if you can do 3 things, type in 3 things that you love about yourself, that would be really great to start off. How do you feel about that, Adele? What do you feel about self-love?
So it's interesting you say that, because I went to a women's circle yesterday around the full moon, and one of the questions was, what are the 3 things that you love about yourself? And the 3 things that I put down was, I'm trying to remember now. I think the key thing for me is it's actually around empathy. So the fact that I can have the empathy for other, not just humans, but beings as well. So other dogs, I can feel if dogs are feeling sort of distress. Like, for example, I went on a dog walk with my little doggy yesterday, and as we were coming back, she was limping. I could tell that she was a little bit distressed, so I ended up carrying her part of the way back. And
is she little?
She is tiny.
Oh, I think we've lost Adele there.
Oh, have you lost me?
Is she back? Are you back?
Oh. Yeah, so she's so small, because she was limping. I was like, oh, I'll carry her part of the way, and then I kept putting her down, but she still kept limping. And my friends just jokingly were saying, oh, your dog's such a princess, you like model cuddle her. And I was like, no, like, if it's like, because I can see that she's distressed, I suppose that when I'm saying about empathy, it's having empathy for all beings, not just like humans. So it's that's a key thing. I always saw it as a negative thing, because I'm so empathetic. That means that I really feel other people's emotions, and it's like I feel it as if it's happening to me. So I've always seen it as a negative thing, but I wrote it down as a positive thing. So I was like, actually, I'm really grateful that I can feel that, and I can connect with how people feeling. Obviously there is an element of now learning how to protect my energy so that I don't feel it quite so much, but that was one of the key things that I wrote down. What about you, Laura?
My top one is my loyalty to my friends and my family. That's a trait that I really love of myself as well. It is hard though, isn't it? Because sometimes you do feel like, oh, I feel like I'm bigging myself up. Do I deserve this, what I'm saying about myself? So it's really watching those thoughts as well. And we've got Andrea, I think I saw your last message as well. You said that you were first time joining. So hello and welcome to the family. Lovely to have you here. And you said caring, loving and empathetic, dog crazy. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And we've got Vicky as well, uplifting, making people laugh and being generous. That's wonderful as well. That's important. My sense of humour, Dawn, my patience and my generosity, they're beautiful traits to have as well. And values are so important. When we find our value system, when we know who we are, that's so important to be able to cultivate that and recognise that in ourselves and others. So fantastic.
And then we've got Serene is I have empathy and I make some people laugh and I'm generous. So I love that. Yeah, they're great. There's quite a few traits I'm hearing that I'm like, oh gosh, I'd never really thought of that as something. So yeah, so that's brilliant. And then we've got Danielle, my kindness, my sense of humour and being able to birth my 5 baby boys. Oh, that is amazing.
That is amazing.
Oh, and to celebrate that as well. I love that, Danielle. Laura, did you?
So Denise, hi Denise, she's watching from Facebook, and making others laugh, love of my animals, all animals, and being a warrior of my family and friends. That's beautiful. How are you a warrior, Denise? Do you want to speak a little bit more about that and share? I'd love to know.
Right, we were just making a note of, there was a lot of people saying about making other people laugh, and there's a lot of around sense of humour and stuff. So yes. So we've got oh, Hannah, I was just jumped in here, but I know it's your sister, Laura.
That's all right. You can read it if you want to.
So Hannah, Laura's sister, we've got loyal, which was what you said as well, Laura, wasn't it? Loyal, empathetic and kind. They are wonderful traits to have. I'm loving that everybody is like tapping into, because like when Laura and I caught up a few days ago and Laura said about asking the question, we had a conversation and I was saying there may be like some triggers with people, because if people, there's like almost that thing that if we love ourselves we're being selfish, but actually like I'm loving that everybody that's viewing is actually tapping into that energy, because it's not selfish, and actually to have that self-love, if we're able to love ourselves first, we're then able to share that out to other people. So that's wonderful.
And we've got Jason, caring for others, empathetic, making others laugh. It costs nothing to make people smile. 100%. And they say laughter is the best medicine, don't they? Like, and we all know when we're laughing, like everyone laughs as well. It becomes very contagious. So that's such a wonderful thing, a wonderful gift to have, to be able to uplift other people and make them laugh. So thank you for sharing that as well. I wonder, is there anybody struggling with finding anything at the moment that they're able to put into words about how they feel about themselves, like how what they love about themselves? If you write in the comment box if it's something that you do struggle with as well, just share that. We've got Julie. I'm a warrior too. I had a brain tumor resulting in 2 lots of brain surgery. I have had cancer too, but I am fine now. Wow, that is amazing. That's such strength. You are definitely a warrior. Thank you so much for sharing that, Julie.
I was reading Stace, your comment. So Stace has put, I make people laugh, but probably for the wrong reasons. I'm sure it's not for the wrong reasons, but yeah, like you say, all laughter is great medicine, like Laura was saying earlier.
I don't know where it comes. Just reading this comment from Serendipity. I don't know where the humour comes from, but it's because I had a rubbish time in my 20s and 30s. Getting through it created humour. And that's a wonderful way to try and look at life a little bit differently as well. Look at the things that you can laugh about, and try and find the joy in things as well. It really does help raise our vibration as well, which attracts attracts like. And the more that we are in that mood and we're happy and we're joyful, we attract more of that to ourselves. So that's brilliant.
I say as well, humor is a great like coping mechanism, isn't it? It's a way of, like, people can either fall into that victim mentality and fall into the heaviness of what's happening, or turn it into humor as a way of like a coping mechanism. So yeah, it's a great way to manage it, definitely.
There's laughing groups. You can go into laughing groups as well, and you just laugh. I haven't experienced that. Has anyone experienced that as well? Gone into like a group where you just laugh? I think they do some Zoom ones, and there may be some in-person ones as well. But they say it's really good therapy to just laugh and let yourself go a little bit as well. We've got Lorna. Hi, Lorna. I am blessed to have survived 2 major road accidents, which I had near-death experiences from both. Now I am scared of nothing and far much stronger, as I know I am here to help others with trauma too. And that's wonderful. Just transmuting the things that you went through and just being able to help others, Lorna. And I obviously know a lot about you, and you're very, very strong, and you've got so much to give everyone. So thank you so much for sharing the comment on here.
Wonderful. So I was trying to think. So we had the question for, so when we spoke the other day, myself and you, Laura, we were talking about the self-love and getting people to look at what things that they love about themselves. But we were going to look at as well what people do now as practices, like what practices people do for self-love at the moment. So if anybody who's watching can think of anything that they might do to practice self-love, then feel free to write that in the comments. And then in the meantime, I'm going to ask this question to Laura, because I think it'd be a really great way for us to share what things you do, Laura, and what I do to help people get who are watching give them ideas of how we can practice this. And also
Brilliant.
that's where I was going with, if people were to share in the comments what they do, it's giving the other viewers some ideas on how they can practice self-love going forward. So Laura,
Fantastic.
what's your top thing, would you say, that you do for self-love?
One of the things I do, because I feel so busy all the time, I feel like I'm wearing so many hats all the time, Adele. I end up, I have some space to myself. I like to just sit with myself for a little bit, whether it's like quiet reflection, or doing something like that. Also, like self-care in the way of like just having a bath, like running myself a bubble bath, and using up all my lovely gifts for Christmas that I got, all the bath bombs, the bath salts, and just doing things like that. And I think as well, going for a walk, and just getting out and about really helps me, when I'm feeling a little bit down, when I'm feeling a little bit stressed, and those negative thoughts are just coming in. Just going for a walk, being in nature just really helps, doesn't it? It gives you a different perspective on life sometimes.
Yeah. So I suppose from what I'm hearing, from what you're saying, it's the your biggest way of showing self-love to yourself is giving yourself space to just be with what you're feeling. So when you were saying quiet reflections earlier, one of the first things you said, do you mean like meditation, or do you just mean like just giving yourself like 30 minutes, half an hour? But it's not necessarily meditation, it's just whatever you feel in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like maybe a lot of people can resonate with this, but meditation can sometimes, to have to sit still, to have to sit in that moment, when maybe you don't feel like it, maybe there's some things going around in your head, and the thought of you having to slow the mind down in that way is too much. Then practicing that mindfulness I find so helpful. So there's just, even if it's a couple of minutes, just concentrating on my breath. If I am overthinking, because I am an overthinker, then just concentrating on the breath, or focusing on maybe 3 sounds I can hear, 3 things I can hear, and 3 things I can feel as well, because it just really grounds you. It gets you out your head, and it helps you to process really what's going on, because it's so important that we process the information when we are really busy, and we are all really busy. There's always noise going on. If it's not things that are going on within the family, things that need doing at work, things that need doing at home, we've got the noise of social media as well, our phones all the time. So it's just so important that if maybe you feel like you're not able to meditate or do anything like that, just being able to come back to self in a mindful way, even when you're washing up. Like sometimes I do it when I'm washing up. I just breathe, I just feel into the water and notice the sensations. And I think that's a wonderful way as well to start off that meditation practice as well, if you're not ready for that leap yet.
And actually, I feel like that kind of leads in with the journaling as well, because journaling can be a form of self-love as well, because you are taking time out to journal. So if people like do struggle with meditation, then just journaling, it's a form of movement meditation. So like you were saying, like washing up and stuff, it's a form of, well, it's is it called mindful action? It's like a mindful moment in the action.
Yeah.
There was a comment a minute ago which I thought was a really good way of self-care, which was saying about practicing self-love by working on boundaries.
100%.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a great, very good self-love practice, but I hadn't thought about it until I just read it there. So that's a great tool. Yes, love that.
Knowing when to say no, isn't it? Because you're sometimes you just have a lot of people wanting you and needing something from you, and it's knowing when to say no, and just putting up that strong boundary in place is so important for our self-love. What do you do, Adele, to cultivate self-love in your life?
So, do you know what, the biggest thing for me is actually having compassion for myself. So whatever I'm feeling in the moment, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I have a lot of thoughts, if I'm feeling anxious, whatever it might be, the biggest thing for me is the compassion, and I never ever had that. So if I felt a strong emotion, I'd be pushing it away. I'd be doing everything in my power to get rid of that emotion, and I had absolutely no self-love for myself, because I was like, why are you feeling like this? I would make it worse by making myself feel bad for how I was feeling. And so the biggest way now that I practice self-love is actually compassion. And when I hold myself with compassion and how I'm feeling, and recognizing, okay, this is overwhelming, but it's okay, like I'm here. It's almost like there's two parts of me. There's almost like a child self, and then I'm the adult that's kind of adulting the inner child that's within me. And that's the biggest thing, is that I'm now protecting and almost giving myself the self-love to my inner child.
That's a wonderful way to look at things as well, because I think when like what you're saying there, like there is like there's sometimes even more than one side of us, isn't there? And it's about finding that commonality between the different parts of ourselves and seeing what they all have in common, and seeing what you need in that moment as well, because and it's about reframing. So when we are having those thoughts, we're having those negative type of thoughts, being able to reframe it in a more in a way to honor yourself is a lovely way to do it as well. So if you are thinking, I'm not good enough, like even if you're not ready to be like, I'm the best at this, I try my best at everything I do, and that is good enough. And it's thinking about the way that you're talking to yourself, isn't it? It's that it's so important, because the way we talk to ourselves, the thoughts that we think. And I heard something the other day, Adele. We have 70,000 thoughts a day. And 80% of them are negative. It was something around 80% of them are negative thoughts, whether they be judgments on ourselves, judgments on other people. And I just thought that's crazy. Imagine if we're sitting there berating ourselves all day, as you said that you've done in the past, and I definitely have. It's just an awful way to, you think, would you treat another person like that? Would you treat a small child like that? And I think looking at yourself as a small child sometimes is a great way to show yourself that love as well. Like, what advice would you give to a child that was going through this at this time? We have to be so gentle with ourselves as well. It can cause such mental health problems and depression as well.
So I was just looking at Andrea's comment, saying, oh, that's me, I need to learn to say no. So this is going back to the boundaries and have time for me, which actually coincides with another comment that I saw, which was taking time out for yourself. And so that's a great so we've got another comment here. Gardening uplifts me, and seeing all the beautiful bright flowers I've planted. That's great, Helen. And actually, I love that, because I do planting from seed. So when you see it from a seed to actually blossoming, it's very uplifting. But yes, I like, and that's it's interesting, because last year I didn't make time for the gardening, but it does uplift me. In the year before, I was so uplifted. So it's a promise that I've made for 2024, is to make sure that I actually take time for myself. So it's an act of self-love, isn't it? Definitely.
And it's funny, isn't it, when you think about the seed, how much it needs nurturing as well to be able to grow into that beautiful plant or flower. And that's like us as well. We just need all the right conditions for us to be able to grow and blossom. There's a comment here from Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Be kind to myself, reminding myself how much I care for others, and allowing myself to be real. that's a big one, isn't it? Like having that being authentic and being in touch with yourself as well is so important. And it goes again with the boundaries. Like sometimes we push ourselves to a level that we can't sustain when we're having demands from other people. We've got demands on ourselves as well, and we end up, sometimes we have that backlash, don't we, when we put in the boundaries. It's like, oh, well, why are you being funny? Why don't you want to come out? Why don't you want to do this? But it's about being strong and just explaining to people, I need that time to myself. And it's so important. Boundaries are so important. So we've got Orla as well. My brother died age 14, 2 bleeds to the brain. Then my boyfriend, then my daddy. I really miss them. I'm going through a lot of bad times lately. Any advice? Orla, would it be okay to pull you a oracle card? Just going to bring through that oracle card. And if there's anything today as well that you hear that resonates with you, any advice that's being given in the chat, because I know our lovely community is sharing lots of advice as well that that would help you. And it's just about picking the things that resonate with you as well and feel light to you, because sometimes we can go too far. We can choose something that we're not ready to be there yet. So I think that's really important. So just pick something that's light for you as well, that you're able to do, because when we push ourselves too hard as well, then we go in that cycle where we feel like we're not good enough because we're not able to implement that in our lives. So I'm just shuffling these cards for you all are. And I just love that noise. I've got so many cards here on the table as well. I've got about 4 packs to choose from, so I just felt drawn to these ones.
Which ones have you got, Laura?
Oh my god, I've got Law of Positivism on the table. What's this other one? I've got all the boxes. Colette Barron reads Wisdom Oracle. I've got Raise Your Vibration as well, and I've got I've got like 4 Work Your Light oracle cards as well. So I've got quite a selection. I've got so many, it's ridiculous.
Which ones are you picking from at the moment?
So these ones I'm picking from is Law of Positivism, and these are my newer ones. I haven't used these that much, so it'd be fun to work with something new. So what I have for you all are, and I'm just going to show you the card. Then obviously it's back to front, but I'll read you what it says. There's a beautiful eagle there, and there's someone sort of sitting contemplating on the side, and there's like a mountain goat there as well. So they're beautiful cards. So I'm just going to read you the message. I release energy that is blocking my inner vibrational flow. So obviously, as you've said, you've gone through a lot of heartache, going through a lot of grief at the moment. And it isn't always easy when you're going through things like that. It's not easy to think positively, and sometimes it's the last thing that you want to do as well. And it's about, as I said earlier, about finding those ways that you can be kind to yourself. So have a look at maybe if you could eat some more fruit and veg, like that, because the things that we eat as well, whatever we consume, really changes the way that we feel, really changes our vibration. You might notice that when you're eating loads of processed food, that it might taste very nice, but afterwards you just feel like, oh, just get into that slump, don't you? So when we're eating really well, we're trying to sleep really well, some light exercise, because it doesn't always have to be you have to do HIIT at the gym or do anything like that. Just some light gentle exercise like yoga as well can really help. And I think talking about what's gone on as well, talking about the loss, talking to people about your brother, talking about your boyfriend and your dad, and because when we speak about our loved ones, it brings them back, and we get that feeling. And every time we think about our loved ones, they're right there beside us. They're right there beside us anyway, but they're always there, and we feel that stronger connection with them also. And I would recommend, if you had a place in your house that you've got the pictures up, and light a candle in the evening or whatever time that you just feel that you want to be close to them, and just spend some time just connecting with them and just feeling them around you as well. That's a really lovely way to be able to connect, Orla. Have you got any advice,
I
Adele,
was
for Orla?
actually, because what I was going to say was the talking that actually, which you said, and actually talking is so key, because if we don't talk to somebody about it, it's almost like it stays within us. So the great way to get that out, if you're not around anybody in that moment and you're feeling something, then journaling is a great way to get those words that you would speak out onto a piece of paper and out of the system. But also there's I don't know, all if you've ever been to like a women's circle. There's quite a few there is quite a few women's circles around now. So over the past few years, more and more women's circles are opening up, and basically I used to run them myself, and it's a space, whenever I used to run these spaces, the words that people would speak, they would speak from their heart, and they would speak truly what is going on for them. And it's words that they would speak honestly, that they wouldn't speak in everyday life in a normal conversation. So it was deeply healing. And the reason I'm suggesting that is because if you feel that you're unable to speak to anybody around you, or you're feeling like you're unable to say truly how you're feeling, then if you were to find a local women's circle close to you, that they are so incredibly supportive, and it will just give you that space to truly say how you're feeling and get it out of your body. But yeah, that was going to be one of my questions, or like if you actually have anybody that you can speak to now. And then I was going to suggest, if you don't, then to look at like women's circles and things like that. But also, so I know that I don't know if you've ever heard of breath work. Breath work is a wonderful tool for giving people the space to be with however they're feeling. And most people that I speak to, so obviously I run a holistic community from my home in Surrey, and that community, I almost like advertise local things like circles and breathwork and stuff. But there is a lady within our community that does breathwork. So whenever I recommend for people to go and see her, the response that people often tell me, which was actually the feedback yesterday, was from somebody that said they didn't realise how much sadness they were holding on to, and what the breathwork session gave them was the space to release. So they had a really good cry, but the cry was in a safe space. It was held by a facilitator that knew exactly what they're doing. And quite often breathwork sessions, there's people having really good releases. When I say good releases, I mean they're releasing all of that sadness out of the body, because if we just keep going on like one thing to the next, and everyday life we're constantly moving, but when we go to a breathwork session just brings our awareness deeply into the breath, and it can bring up emotions that we're holding on to. So they are extremely powerful, and whenever I've been to one, it's always been very different. So I just wanted to share that. So you might go one time and feel sadness and release sadness, but you might go another time and you may feel something completely different. But thank you so much, Orla, for sharing. Sharing your journey. It sounded like you went through an awful lot in such a short space of time, and I just want you to recognize how much you went through in such a short space of time, and to actually, that's coming back to that self-love for ourselves, to think, okay, that was a lot to go through, and having that self-love to, it is okay for me to feel like this, like accepting it rather than pushing it away, and then trying to get the support that you need to kind of move forward.
I think
Thank you so much.
acceptance is that first step, isn't it? That
Yeah.
accepting and honouring how you feel, when having space held for you is so powerful, and just being heard as well is such a powerful thing. It just really helps just to release. We've got a lovely comment here, Adele, from Jay. Hi, beautiful ladies. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Jay. So Jay's actually from like, she's part of the holistic community, and she was literally on the show a few weeks ago with her partner Adrian. So hello, Jay, sorry, wonderful to see your name. Thank you.
And we've got Hazel as well. Hi, Hazel. Breathwork is actually scientifically proven to improve physical and mental health. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful way, isn't it, to because we think it's the breath of life. It's we breathe every day, and we take that last breath as well. It is it's such a wonderful way to be able to connect with ourselves as well. We're probably not even aware of how we're breathing most of the time as well. We probably all breathing well, unless we're aware of it, we're not breathing so deeply to allow the oxygen and that to go around our body, which is also releases the dopamine that we need to feel happy and have that self-love, as well as the oxytocin, which is that love hormone.
So just looking at a comment from Shally here. So we've got, I know that is so difficult when those we love pass on. Just try to remember that they never left us. They are still with us every day. It's just much different than when they are here with us. Beautiful message. Thank you so much, Shally, for sharing that, because you're very right, and it's yes, that's very, I resonate with that. So thank you for sharing that. And we've got, I just wanted to do a shout out for Kim here, who's watching from Belgium. Hello, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Okay. Right, so we're just going to go to commercial break, but we'll be back in 2 minutes. See you soon.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide, for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
This evening at 8 p.m, join Clara for a night filled with mediumship teachings and readings, featuring special guests.
Hello, welcome back. So we yes, so that was a brilliant topic. Everybody got really involved with the self-love questions and that practice, and I think it's such a powerful topic. So thank you for everyone getting involved in that topic, and actually it leads really nicely to the next show that we're doing in 2 weeks' time, because the self-love, it interlinks with that inner child. So where I was saying about, bringing that self-love and compassion with how we're feeling, the next topic is looking at our inner child and being able to mother our inner child. So that's a really exciting topic that we're going to talk about in 2 weeks time. So that's our next show, but Laura's going to give a brief explanation at the end of the show, but it's just to give you a little seed. But Laura, you had one question here for Helen, so should I leave this with you? There you go.
We've got Helen. Hi Helen, I lost my mum last year and had bad panic attacks, and I found writing things down has really helped with my grief, and breathing exercises, and you can, that it's wonderful. I mean, I'm so sorry for your loss as well there, Helen. Panic attacks are so hard to deal with, and when you're going through that amount of stress as well, it's so hard to contain it, but you found such a wonderful way of being able to help you, and the breathing obviously really helps as well with that. And what's lovely about this community and everyone speaking in the comments is we're helping, we're giving guidance, and everyone in the comments is also giving that guidance as well, because SPTV is such a lovely community, and we're all here to help each other. We're all here to shine that light, and it just one of those things, isn't it? Like when you get some advice, you don't know who you might speak to next, that you might be able to pass that advice on as well. So we can all help and spread that love in a capacity, can't we? So that's really wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Helen, and thank you for sharing that. Anxiety and panic attacks is so hard. I've had that in the past, and it's actually one of my things that I've really had to look at and get over, and I found meditation really helped me, and the breathing as well. And at a point it was even stepping out of the house for me that I found really hard. So I think as well, honoring how far you've come, Helen, that's really important as well. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Sorry, I can just see. So we've got Brittany here. Hello there, love and light. Oh, love and light back to you, Brittany. Thank you for your comment and your little butterflies. I love butterflies. So for the remainder of the show, if anybody would like to have a reading from the lovely Laura here, so Laura's going to pull a few cards. So obviously we won't be able to get around to everybody that comments, but if anybody did want to have a card pulled for them, feel free to write in the comments. Oh, bear with me. Richard, can you repeat that? Okay. Oh, so I'm learning something myself. So I know that there is a VIP membership with SPTV. So if you are part of the VIP membership, and if you wanted a reading and you put a comment, if you put VIP next to your name or in the comments, you get priority over reading. So if anybody is watching and part of the VIP membership, then if you do that. But in the meantime, I wondered, Laura, whether it might be nice to pull a card for Helen. So, you know, the person that was on a minute ago that you were talking to, the comment. Oh,
hi Tracy. Just got a comment. Hi Laura. I know Tracy, so hi.
Oh,
I'm just going to see who I'm drawn to. So if you could sit. So we've got can you go back, Richard? Sorry, I'm just speaking to Richard. Just Sarah, I think it was Sarah. That's it. Hi Sarah, I felt really joined to give you a card reading. I hope you're doing okay today, and thank you for joining us. And I'm just going to give a shuffle. Just remember as well, if everyone could share SPTV as well, if you think it would be helpful, maybe you know someone going through a really hard time at the moment, and they might need a bit of upliftment as well. Just sharing the love is a great way. Getting other people involved in SPTV as well. There's lots of other shows as well to watch, so we hope to see you on all those ones as well. So I'm just shuffling the cards. I'm using this law of positivism. I can't even say that. Law of positivism. I'm not even going to attempt it anymore. It's positive. Law of positive. Sarah is a VIP member as well. So I'm just giving them a good old shuffle, and I'm just going to feel when it's when it's right. There we go. That's really strange. I've really shuffled the cards and the same card has come up for you, Sarah. I've really shuffled those cards. So I pulled this card out earlier as well, but it obviously wants to come out again. I'm not going to argue with the cards. This again, the message is I release energy that is blocking my inner vibrational flow. So I don't know whether you're feeling quite down at the moment. You're feeling a little bit as though you're actually in bed poorly. Okay. So I hope you're showing yourself that loving kindness as well. It sounds like you are, that you've taken yourself off the bed as well. But make sure you're not feeling guilty about that as well. Because in order for you to be able to start feeling a little bit better as well, we can't sit there and feel guilty about not being able to do what it is that we need to do as well. So being able to just finding a way just to release that, and just lots of rest, lots of water and that as well, and also making sure I just get the feeling as though like some sunlight in the bedroom as well could help you, just getting that that vitamin D, is it? I think so. Just getting that vitamin D, which we're really lacking this time of the year as well. A lot of people are suffering with SAD as well this time of year because of the lack of sunlight, and that really helps us just strengthen and changes our mood, doesn't it, as well? And you're saying my chakras are all out of sync and blocked, and that's why you're feeling a little bit unwell there, Sarah, as well. But I just feel as though this is just going to be a time for you just to have that quiet introspection. Oh, if I could speak properly today, that would be helpful. And just sort of getting back in touch with yourself again, finding out like when you go through, I don't know if you do chakra meditation, but just going through and doing a chakra meditation, just starting at your root chakra and then leading up to your crown as well, bringing that beautiful light in, bringing those colors in as well. And if you can feel where the chakra is actually blocked, then also eating the foods of that color can really help with anything to do with that, just getting them to flow properly. And also colors that you have around you as well is really important. I'm picking up a lot of color on this card as well, and it's almost like we go in these down. I just get the feeling that you're going in this time where you're just feeling a little bit low and you're feeling a little bit not quite yourself at the moment, and I get the feeling that it's almost like you've been planted, like what we were saying earlier about planting things. Like you get planted and then it gives you time to grow a little bit more. It gives you time to like you're up leveling in many ways. I think we go through that sometimes. We feel like we've gone down a bit of a hole and it's hard to come out of it, but sometimes we've got to be patient and just nurture ourselves as well. And you said I don't feel guilty, I know how to let my body repair. That's wonderful, Sarah, that you're able to do that as well, because we do have the power to heal our own bodies as well. And a lot of the energy work we do can really help with that, because I am feeling as though this is something that you do quite a lot as well, the energy work. Just make sure as well that when you're doing the energy work that you're just giving yourself that time afterwards, Sarah, that you're giving yourself time just to come down from it, time to ground as well. So I hope that helped you, Sarah, and anybody else that maybe the message resonated with also, because we can always take, I see a kaleidoscope of colour when I meditate. That's wonderful. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. So I've got Kim. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the comments. I'm pulling faces. I'm just reading the comments on here. I should wear my glasses, but I'm not. So I'm thinking in. So I've got Kim. Would love a reading if drawn to, please. So I'm just gonna shuffle these cards. I'm hoping the same card doesn't come out 3 times. That's got to be some sort of joke if it does, isn't it? Says a lot about my shuffling skills. Okay, give them a good shuffle. Let's see what we have for you, Dawn. Kim, I don't know why I said Dawn. We've got a beautiful card here. I forgive and release the past to heal my life. That's absolutely beautiful. And we've got the full moon there as well. That's a good time of year. I run a circle on the full moon to help people release as well. So I have I forgive and release the past to heal my life. So I don't know whether you're going through a time at the moment where I feel as though you're sort of looking at forgiving. You're looking at sort of things that you need to release. I don't feel it's something that you that you're blocked from doing. I feel like it's something there's something you've gone through recently, and you just feel that real need for release at the moment. Just message if you can understand that as well, Kim. And I just feel like it's a good time as well in the full moon to be able to do a releasing ritual, if it's something that resonates with you, and just to get everything out on paper again. I'm going back to the journaling, getting everything out on paper, and maybe write even a letter to, if it is a person that you need to forgive, writing a letter to them, getting all your feelings out on paper, and then just taking it outside in the full moon and just burning it as well. And sometimes that physical and mental process that we go through, you understand the information, Kim. Brilliant. I just feel like it's gonna really help you move forward with things when you're able to let go and just release. And also there's cord cutting meditations as well, so you might be able to there's a lot of them on YouTube that you can find, and you go through the process of cord cutting, and it's very, very powerful. So you could do that before, then write all your feelings out, and then just burn that and just give it back to the universe there. That will really help. It could be really powerful as well, or some form of if you know, like a Reiki healer or anyone like that as well, some sort of alternative therapy would be a good way of helping you just to release that also. So I hope that's helped you. My relations was over. We have a breakup. I forgive him, and we are back together. So you understand that. So it's sort of in the past a little. And Kim's just said that helps a lot. Brilliant. I'm so glad that helps you. Thank you for sharing that as well. Richard, could you just put a few up? So we've got Stace, would you like I've got you up here, it says VIP. So I'm just going to pull you a card as well. Again, give a good shuffle. It's really weird, these cards sort of bend a little bit. They're not the easiest cards to shuffle. I'm not the best shuffler, but I need one of those casino shuffling machines, I think.
Sorry, I was just reading Sarah's comments. So while Laura's just shuffling the cards for, I think it was Stays. So Sarah, your comment is, my heart chakra is totally blocked, shut down from trust issues, from your cheating ex-husband, cannot seem to let the walls down to let anybody in. So that's it's interesting because you were saying about your heart chakra. So it's very much like when we're hurt, we then close that heart chakra, don't we? And that's a protective mechanism, isn't it? You're doing that to protect yourself, protect your energy. So it's understandable that you feel like that. But you're saying you can't seem to let the walls down to let anybody in. So I think it's interesting because Laura was just talking about the forgiveness and all of that, and the full moon. This would be the perfect time to, we were saying the full moon is now, so this is a perfect time to harness that energy. So the forgiveness is such a powerful tool. And when I say forgiveness, I'm not saying that it's okay what happened, that he did what he did, but it's forgiving that it happened, accepting that it happened, and allowing yourself to feel. And that's like the biggest thing. And another thing that I think is a really powerful tool is to write a letter to your ex-husband. Obviously not send it to him, but writing that letter, getting all of the words out of your body, out of your throat chakra, out of your body into a letter, but then we burn it. So you burn that and you're releasing the energy. And that is a really powerful tool. And the fact that it's around the full moon now, that is a powerful exercise for you to do now, to release that energy of what you would be feeling from the betrayal of being cheated on. So it's natural what you're feeling, but it's now managing it so that rather than you holding on to those emotions, it's releasing those emotions so that you can move forward. So you're saying you can't seem to let the walls down to let anyone in. You're not going to be able to let anyone in if you're holding on to the emotions. Those emotions need to go. You need to heal the heart chakra. Once you've healed that, you'll be able to then let people in, because then you'll realize it's safe. Not everybody is the same as your ex. That was just him. And the lessons, maybe looking at it in a way of, what lessons have you learned from it? How has it empowered you? How have you grown spiritually and as a person? So it's just a few things to maybe look at, Sarah. But yeah, and I think as well, you were saying about the heart chakra, the whole topic of today about self-love, it then comes back to that heart chakra. So yes, I hope that helped you, Sarah. Okay, so Richard was just saying that on the 4th of February, what time is that, Richard? Oh, sorry, 7:30. I was writing it down as you were saying. So 4th of February at 7:30, there's a whole show about narcissism. So Sarah, that might be a good one to listen into. And anyone else that's watching the show, that'd be a really powerful show. So thank you, Richard, for letting us know about that one. So I'll hand over to you, Sarah.
I had the cards literally just fly out, and I couldn't pick it up off the floor. I was trying to pick it up. So I've had a card fly out for you, Stace. So I have this beautiful card here. That water, it's just flowing, all that light, that water's just flowing out of her. She's in flow. The waters of creativity and sensuality flow within my hara. I'm not sure what my hara is. Oh, I think I do. So I just feel at the moment that just collecting, just sort of being able to connect with yourself is really important. I don't know whether you've had a bit of a creative block at the moment, Stace, or you're looking for some inspiration at the moment, and you're finding it a little bit hard to sort of connect with yourself a little bit with that. Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. And I just feel as though you need a little bit more fun in your life, that you just need you need to find something that you really enjoy doing, whether it be treating yourself, and again we go back to that self-love as well, with like buying a nice gift for yourself, like if there's a candle that maybe you've that you like, or something like that, just treating yourself to something, because I feel like you're just not you're finding it hard to just have a little bit of fun, and you're just feeling a little bit low at the moment as well. So this is really important for self-care as well. And also meditation really helps when you do need that inspiration, and that you need that creativity as well. Music, having a music playlist as well, like of all the songs that inspire you, listening to those motivational talks as well can be great for uplifting you and giving you that inspiration that you need at the moment. But I feel like it's just going to flow out of you when it does. Like it's just going to be really beautiful, like a birth of something new. That's a feeling that I'm getting from the card as well. It's just flowing. It's just going to flow beautifully when it does. But at the moment, there might be some resistance to that as well. I just feel like maybe you're thinking too much rather than allowing things to just flow, because when we receive that when we're in that divine connection, when we allow it just to flow, that's when it really brings out our creativity, and we get that inspiration from the divine as well. So I hope that helps, Stace, with that. Sorry, let me just grab a glass of water.
I was just thinking, because one of the things that you were saying about doing things joyful, it's interesting because a lot of, like, for me personally, when I was on the healing journey, I was constantly like thinking of all the things that I could do to bring myself into balance from a healing perspective, but I'd missed the joy, and joy is so important. And the joy could be going to music festival, it could be going to like a Zumba class or something that's fun, but it's not necessarily spiritual, but it's something that literally lights you up. So that's I think that's a wonderful card to have, like you were saying, just bringing that joy in, even just playing with a pet or a child or whatever it might be. It's trying to introduce that into the everyday life rather than taking life so seriously. It's
about feeling, sometimes we wait, don't we? We're like, I'll feel joy when, and it's like, why can't you feel joy now? Find something to feel joy with now. And we are coming to the end of our show. I didn't realize the time there. I just seen the time up in the corner. So we've come to the end of our show. So we just want to thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for sharing everything that you've shared also. And just make sure you continue sharing SPTV and everything that's like all that's been done today. And you use the advice and the guidance that you've seen in the chat box. You use the advice that maybe you've heard from the cards or through the chat. And you just bring it to other people, and you're just able to help those that you need to help as well. And a question as well before we sign off this morning. What is your biggest takeaway today? What things are you going to maybe implement that you've heard? And how are you going to be moving forward with the rest of your week? We have, on the 9th of February, on our next show, we have Beth Partridge as our guest, and she'll be talking about the inner child. So be sure to join us for that as well. And if you haven't already, download the SPTV app. It's absolutely wonderful, completely free. There's lots of interesting things on there about wellness. There's also some meditations as well. There's healthy eating, there's recipes on there. There's just so much to explore on there as well. There's also a section on spiritualism, if that's something that you might be interested in exploring a little bit more as well. And there's the card pulls as well. So if you need that inspiration for your day or your journaling, then it's always there for you. So thank you so much for joining us all. Thank you so much for all your comments and all the love that was shared today. And we will be seeing you all on the 9th of February in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, we have also, before we go, we are live this evening at 8 p.m. UK time with Clara. And she will be doing mediumship readings this evening as well. So we hope to see you all there as well. And remember to share and get it out if anyone else you know is interested.
Amazing. Oh, the only thing I was going to mention was because Richard mentioned to us about TikTok. So apparently SPTV Live has gone on TikTok now. So if you've got TikTok on your phone, then just give SPTV Live a follow. And I think Richard was saying there's daily readings on TikTok as well. So it'll be a good one to follow. So if you're on there, just give SPTV a little follow. And yeah, otherwise, I think that was a lovely show. So thank you everyone for joining.
Thanks.
And it was a pleasure as always, Laura, hosting with you.
And you, Adele.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Have a nice rest of your day.